Welcome back, Geordies. A 2-0 win over Notts Forest at St James's Park. Bruno's fucking magic. Let's get into it. So I've got to start with Bruno. What a captain, what a player, what a goal. Seriously, the best player on the pitch today. Bruno was everywhere. He was fantastic. You can see why he was given man of the match. His touch map, everywhere. He was literally everywhere. And I have to put it down to that midfield, having Sandro behind him to mop up, and Bruno now being moved into that 8 role and playing further forward has really allowed us to be a lot more progressive. It allows Bruno the freedom to be so much more creative. And most of the time when I see Bruno swing that right peg, I expect it to go flying wide or just past the post. But today, what a finish. And boy, did we need it. I thought he was brilliant. I thought the whole game, he was fantastic. Alongside Joel Linton. Joel Linton today, so combative, so strong, really dominated the midfield. I will say, I did think the refereeing this week, ironically, last week we saw the Arsenal game. It ended up with kicking lumps out of each other and free kicks not being given for anything. I felt like this was the polar opposite, free kicks being given for everything. So I did feel we were a little unlucky with a few decisions, but bar that, I thought it was a fantastic performance. Bruno going through and winning the penalty, absolutely brilliant. And I could not be happier for Nick Voltemade. Honestly, the chances he had, when I saw the one come off the bar and the one he had blocked off the line, I thought it's just not going to be his day today. But the penalty, I've never seen a penalty hit so well from a 2-step run-up. And the ball touches the top of the net before it hits the back of the net. No goalie in the world is saving that. I'm so pleased for him. I heard a little stat that there's only 2 other players alongside Nick Voltemade that have scored in their first 3 games at St James's Park after signing. And that is Alan Shearer and Les Ferdinand. And I've got to say, I genuinely feel like this boy has so much promise. There's so much talk around him and there's such a big void to fill. And he is doing it. He is absolutely doing it. But I'm going to go through the team because I feel like there's credit to be given all across today. We'll start at the back. Nick Pope, once again, another clean sheet. Nick Pope has been great this season. And while he didn't have a great deal to do today, he looked solid. The entire time he looked solid. Whether it's saves with his hands, saves with his feet, even commanding the penalty area from the corners. I used to worry about Nick coming out and punching stuff, but at the moment, he looks really good. Really, really good. And then moving to the back line, Malik Chow and Sven Botman. I think the way things are and the way that they're playing, Fabian Schär might struggle to get back in this lineup. Sven Botman and Malik Chow look like a fantastic centre-back pairing. And probably I'd say in the first half an hour of the game, Dan Burn, I felt like we were going to get undone from Dan Burn playing left-back. And it really worried me because obviously Lewis Hall sat on the bench. And Lewis Hall is such a great player, tracking back and going forward. And I did wonder whether Dan Burn was going to get caught out and we were going to suffer from it. But I have to give him his dues. As the game wore on and players kind of tired down and got slower and slower, Dan Burn just grew into the game. I thought he was really good today. Playing out of position at left back. I know he played there a couple of seasons ago, but it's a big transition to go back to playing left back when you're a centre back. I thought he was great today. I thought Kieran Trippier did really well. I thought the midfield was fantastic. And as we move into the front line, I thought Alanga played really well today. I thought he was progressive. You could definitely see he's growing into this team. You can see that He's starting to form the bonds. He's starting to form the relationships. I felt like Kieran Trippier really helped coach him into where he should be, the runs he should make, and just keeping him focused. And I felt like Anthony Elanga's end product might not have been quite where we wanted it to be today. But as overall, I thought he was really good. I think he was a solid 7, 7.5 out of 10 today. On the flip side, Anthony Gordon, I feel hasn't had the greatest start to the season. I was really pleased that he got the 2 goals midweek in the Champions League. And I was kind of hoping this was his chance to kind of grab this season by the scruff of the neck and really go for it. But I felt like his end product today wasn't quite where we want it to be. I felt there was a few chances where he kind of snatched at it or didn't read the play or didn't quite link up with Joel Linton as well as we'd hoped he would. I mean, if we're looking at the front line, Nick Voltemade, what a player. Seriously, what a player. I couldn't be more happy for Nick Voltemade getting that penalty today and getting his goal. I felt like it wasn't going to come for him, and I'm super chuffed, super chuffed. Really pleased, especially after all the criticism of his size, his shape, will he live up to being Alexander Isak and so on and so forth. And I've got to say, if you take his first 5 games, he's better. His stats are better than Alexander Isak. And I don't mean for Liverpool. I mean when Isak started for Newcastle. He has literally hit the ground running. And the fact that we've got chairman at Bayern Munich or board members at Bayern Munich saying how silly we were to pay the money just shows you how jealous they are that we got him in. And Eddie dismissing it as it's irrelevant, it is irrelevant. We've got the big man. He's doing the business. I couldn't be happier for him. I couldn't be happier for the team. I felt like we were really united as one today. The crowd was fantastic, right behind the team. Overall, a fantastic win, some fantastic momentum into the international break. It's exactly what we needed. Super pleased for Eddie Howe, super pleased for Bruno, super pleased for Nick Voltemade. And I have to say, what a great finish to a weekend of football. I'm just about to go and watch the City game. But if you've liked the content, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Thanks to everybody for the kind comments and the kind words and the subs. And hopefully, guys, I will see you in the next one.